What's up, everybody? Another NFL video here today. We're doing the NFC South, and boy, oh boy, is there a lot going on with the NFC South. Starting off with the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, only quarterback on their roster, I believe, is Sam Darnold. They might also have PJ Walker still, but Cam Newton is a free agent. And when you look at the free agents and you look at the draft class, I know there are a lot of hype around the top 5 quarterback prospects, but they're still not expected to be taken in the top 10 of the draft. People think that the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos might take one. And I am not a college football fan. I don't honestly know how good these quarterbacks might be or might potentially be. I'm just going off of average speculation. And when I look at the Panthers team, they clearly need a wide receiver. They could use help on both lines, and they could definitely use some help at the safety position. So if the Panthers decide to rock with Sam Darnold at quarterback, their biggest needs would be defensive line, offensive line, wide receiver, and safety. So we've discussed in both videos the wide receiver free agents that are out there or are potentially going to be out there. I think the Panthers have the best amount of cap in the division, so they could definitely make the necessary improvements to their team. Now, the quarterback position being the toughest position, however, the current state of this division, Sam Darnold might be the second best quarterback in the division. We might come back to the Panthers later, but moving on. The Saints. When you look at their team roster from top to bottom, the only hole they have is quarterback. Taysom Hill is the only quarterback on their roster. Now, if you do not trust Taysom Hill to handle the quarterback duties, you could bring back Jameis Winston. You could even bring back Teddy Bridgewater, who I believe went 5-0 in his run when he filled in for Drew Brees a few years back. The Saints, I think they were in cap hell a year or two ago. Definitely last year. And they keep backloading contracts. Well, the Saints are in the worst possible cap situation you can be in, as they are $77 million below the cap. And there is not a lot of glaring contracts that could save them at all. At the end of the day, I'm not a GM. I don't really know how cap even works in the NFL. I just know that you're supposed to be over it. Or under it, whatever way you look at it. You want to be in the positive. You have to be in the positive before the season starts. And I don't know what kind of penalty there is if you're not. So if somebody watching this video could drop a comment and tell me what is the penalty if a team is exceeding the cap? Is it even major? What is the importance? Do they not get to play? Do they have to forfeit the games? I don't know. But the Saints are in a crazy amount of trouble. If they released or traded Bradley Roby, it would save them around $9 million. Re-releasing Mark Ingram would only save $2 million, and then releasing Chancey Johnson and J.T. Gray would save another $2 million. So all 4 of those players combined would save somewhere between $15 and $16 million, and that hardly bites into the $77 million that they need to get out of. Now, you think of all their big-name players. Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, Cam Jordan. Even if they got rid of all of those players, the cap is still not on their side. So I don't know what is going to happen, but I'm definitely interested in seeing how it all works. The New Orleans Saints do not look to be in a good position at all, despite the fact that they have an amazing roster, because this cap situation that they have found themselves in is severe. It is very, very bad. So if they got rid of Roby and is it Chauncey Johnson? They're going to need to acquire some new secondary guys. But I think the Saints are going to be forced to have a very, very bad roster this year unless some kind of miracle happens. Maybe they can continue to backload contracts, but I don't know how much of that they're actually going to be able to do. And if the sources are correct, I think they have $30 million of next year's money to play with. So if they played with the $30 million and they cut the $16 million we have here, that's about $46 million, and they would still be $31 million over the cap for this year. I have no idea how it works. It's got me mind blown right now because I would like to believe it's a big problem, but I've never actually known any team to not meet their cap. So if anybody has any cool things to tell me about cap space in the comments, I would appreciate that. Moving on to the Falcons. The Falcons are about minus $6 million or somewhere around there, and getting rid of Grady Jarrett would put them right into the right to where they need to be. And then they'd have to restructure some contracts still to sign their draft picks. Grady Jarrett's one of their starting edge rushers, which could be replaced in the draft. But overall, the Falcons, if they got a substantial third wide receiver, we also don't know about the status of Calvin Ridley. He chose not to play at all last season because of personal reasons, whatever they were. But if they retain him, they'll have him and Gage, and they got the tight end, and they actually have two tight ends. They still have Hayden Hurst and the rookie Kyle Pitts. It's very windy outside. But yeah, so the Falcons could definitely make improvement at wide receiver. And in the draft, if I was them, I would try to get at least one guy from each position on the defense just to help them out and give them a real good shot at competing for the playoffs this coming season. Now, moving on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a ton of people hitting free agency, Tom Brady retiring, and that would leave Kyle Trask and Blaine Gabbert as, or I believe it's just Kyle Trask. Blaine Gabbert is a free agent as well. They'll still have Ronald Jones and Keyshawn Vaughn. Giovanni Bernard's also going to become a free agent, along with Leonard Fournette. Chris Godwin's going to become a free agent. Rob Gronkowski's a free agent. And I believe O.J. Howard is a free agent, leaving them with only Cam Brate, or it might be vice versa. They'll be keeping one of those two tight ends. They have a really good offensive line that they've been building up the last 2 or 3 years to protect Winston and Brady. They're going to be losing Sue. They're going to be losing JPP. I think they're keeping Devin White, Levante David, Antoine Winfield Jr. They might be losing Shaq Barrett. I think they'll be keeping Vita Vea. So they're keeping a lot of good pieces, but they're also going to be losing a lot of good pieces. Now, I don't know how the cap will be affected once because the site doesn't really update. It still like says that free agents are on the team, and it says that it takes up cap, and that doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't truly know what the cap situations are, but the Bucks team is losing a lot of its power, and if they believe in their rookie Kyle Trask that they drafted just last season, they could move forward with him, and there's not a lot of great options outside of there. So I would normally say that the Saints are the second best team, but waiting to see how they address their cap situation, they might get completely devastated. The Falcons have a lot of potential. If Matt Ryan can continue playing at the way he's been playing basically his whole career. A few years ago, he was a league MVP. The Bucks defense looks to still be really good. They'll probably need to draft some edge rushers and some linebackers, because they have JPP listed as a linebacker on the depth chart. So they'll need to replace Sue and JPP, which are two guys who are up there in age. So if they can just get some decent rookies, should even out, I would believe. So the Bucks are okay. I don't see them making playoffs off their defense alone. Like, if Mike Evans is going to get double teamed all year, they're not really going to have any options to throw to. And going back to the Panthers, I think the Panthers are good every year, and it depends on the health of Christian McCaffrey. So this is a really interesting division, and I can't wait to see what happens when free agency officially begins. If I had to pick somebody today, I would be rocking with the Panthers. They still have a really good defense. They have a formidable offense if Sam Darnold can figure things out and get protected. And that whole offense is basically Christian McCaffrey when he's on the field. But they have Robbie Anderson and Moore and other viable targets that help it run. I don't think any one of these teams that wins the division will win a playoff game, but one of them has to win the division. So with that being said, if you guys like this video, click the like. Please subscribe to the channel if you like the content that I make and want to continue to see more. This is the third division breakdown I've done. We're going to be doing the other 5 over the next 5 days. And 3 days ago, we posted the first power rankings for the season. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. Drop a comment. Let me know how you guys feel. Who's your favorite team and all that good stuff. And yeah. Thank you guys. I love everybody that loves me. Forever's reality. Till next time. Peace out.